Now, at an average population growth of 2.5% annually, Nigeria has one of the fastest growing populations globally. The country's population is projected to rise to 400 million by 2050, making it the third largest population only after China and India. According to the World Economic Forum, Nigeria and 6 other countries, including China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, and Brazil, already account for more than half of the global population. While the population growth presents the country with the potential of a large market and viral human capital, the associated challenges are also imminent. They include low purchasing power, rural-urban migration, pressure on basic amenities, and infrastructural gap. Now, real estate expert and entrepreneur Ayoolanrewaju joins us now to discuss the housing deficit in Nigeria and ways to build a sustainable environment for the teeming population. I want to say thank you very much for joining us here on Arise News Now. And we're looking at it. This is a serious problem, understanding that if we do not plan for the future will come regardless, but it take us unawares. How do we ensure that we mitigate against this housing deficits? We're already having a shortage of houses in Lagos, for example, but how do we mitigate it that it doesn't become a national problem?
Thank you so much for having me in your program. Yeah. I'm Ayoolanrewaju. I will start by saying that there is a popular saying that growing old is a must, as time is the only thing you can ever recover in life.
Yeah.
But growing up, it's a choice.
Okay.
So we have a choice whether to plan for the future or whether we'll be responsive about that future, which is the case of what's actually happening as far as real estate is concerned in Nigeria today. Before I delve into it, I want us to touch on what is actually the potential of real estate as far as Nigeria is concerned. Nigeria still remains the #1 destination for institutional acquisition as far as real estate is concerned in Africa, leading Madagascar and Mauritius to that. And when you look at it, the housing deficit in Nigeria is over 20 million. And year in, year out, we turn out about 50,000 to 100,000 units of housing. That is just a drop in an ocean. So for me, the approach is very simple. Government is still going to play the bigger role as far as real estate is concerned. When you look at what has been happening to FX in the last 2 years, what inflation is doing in the last 2 years, and the lending rate in the last 2 years, housing cannot be cheap if government is not doing anything about it. The cost of housing will keep going up, and the cost of building will keep going up, and as well as the ability to be able to purchase such properties that are actually available in the market. So when you say real estate is not just brick and mortar. Real estate is about finance. And when you look at real estate industry in Nigeria, do we have a suitable finance for real estate? The answer is no.
Okay.
And I'll give you an instance. So I approached you as my banker, and I said, okay, I needed a finance for a project of 36 months. And you are telling me that you are going to give me a facility for 24 months, and the moratorium period is 3 months. What am I going to do with 3 months? That implies that I have to start paying back after 3 months. What will I be able to do? Is it the design we are talking about? Is it moving to site? Is it getting approval? So that implies that I will start paying back on the loan even before utilizing the fund. So when you have a situation like that, then how are you? So if you see anyone in Nigeria saying, I'm in the business of real estate, let's give them their flowers, because it's like going into a match when you already know your 4 goes down. There is no suitable finance. Real estate actually is I would say, lack what we call public integrity. So how do you sell?
No, but the point is, we're beginning to see more and more real estate firms actually roll out with different kind of schemes.
Because the opportunity is there. What is the value of real estate as far as Nigeria is concerned today? It's over $52 billion. 222 million people to cater for. So that's the drive. The money is there, but how do you annex the opportunity? The business environment is very treacherous, and what do I mean by that is the fact that you don't have proper credibility, so you cannot sell off land, so you need finance to push your project. That's one. 2 is the fact that the finance available, at what interest rate? Today, the blending rate is around 28%.
Yeah.
So how do I survive as a real estate firm? What is my profit margin when I have to service a loan at 28% for 3 years? So do the math.
So what's the role of the government in all of this? Because the drive we see is more private than public.
Than public, actually.
Yes. What's the role of the government in ensuring that they mitigate against this gap?
Before now, for a single obligor, you can only get 15 million. What can 15 million? What kind of house can 15 million give you?
In Lagos,
what can you buy
not
with
so
15
much.
million naira?
Not so much.
So today now, federal housing loan, the federal housing fund, they've discovered that 15 million cannot get them anywhere. So they just increase it to 50 million. Even at your 50 million, what can you buy in the closest neighborhood of Lekki? What can you buy on the mainland? One 3-bedroom already in Yaba is going for around 60 million. So do you understand what we are looking at here? So there needs to be, the first thing government needs to do is to create an enabling environment for access to finance. Access to finance that is suitable for real estate. Cheap finance. Not 28% interest facility. And the moratorium period is 3 months. What can you do as a real estate person within the time of 3 months? So that is the problem. So and that is why I said government needs to play a bigger role. So when you are planning your project, you are planning infrastructure with it, because there is no water, there is no road, there is no drainage. So you want to do 10 units of housing, you have to do road, you have to provide power, you have to buy transformer, you have to provide generator, you have to. So all of these costs will be factored into the project. So how can real estate be cheap? And on top of that, you are getting a finance at 28%. So tell me, how do you break even? And that is why when you look around you, you see a lot of abandoned projects. And projects will continue to be abandoned. Because the first thing first is the fact that if you look at every project they've started between 2018 and 2019 and it's not completed till now, it will be very difficult to complete such projects. Because those projects were consummated when dollar was doing around 200. Today, dollar is 740. That's our reality. So the official rate is far lower than that, but our reality is 740. So government needs to come in, in terms of intervention funding. BOI needs to do more as far as real estate is concerned. BOI is currently financing hospitality. What about residential? And as far as real estate is concerned today, the highest demand for real estate is still residential building. And Lagos still remains the top destination for real estate as far as Nigeria is concerned. It's the #1 destination. And Lekki is actually topping the list. Right. So when you look at all of this together, there is actually a big opportunity for all when we have a sustainable environment. Who benefit the most when we have a sustainable environment, whereby we live in harmony with our natural habitat? Who benefit the most? The government.
Okay. All right, I want to say thank you very much, Ayoolanrewaju, for your time here on Arise News Now.
Thank you so much.
With pleasure.
Yeah.